Hey, hockey fans, how's everybody doing? Let's review some scores for Sunday hockey, and then we'll make some picks for Easter Monday hockey. On Sunday, it started off with Detroit against Tampa, and it really looked like Tampa didn't even show up. I mean, all three stars of the game were Detroit players, and they dominated the game, and they won the game 5-1. We got that one wrong. Then Washington over New Jersey. That was a tight one, but they ended up winning 5-4. We got that one right. After that, Florida blank Columbus 3-0. We got that one right. Carolina over Dallas, 1-goal game. Carolina won that game 1-0. We got that one right. Mrazek's, yeah, I mean, he was, I think he was the number one star of that game. He played really, really well. And then Arizona in overtime, 3-2 over Anaheim. So we got that one right. And then Toronto doubled up Calgary 4-2. So we got that one right. So the best bet was Carolina. We got that right. That record goes to 22-17. Overall picks were 5-1. That record goes to 168 and 131. And then the parlay, we hit all three, which was awesome. Arizona hit, money line, Toronto puck line hit, and Washington money line hit. So all three hit. So money wise, it was a really good day. I even took some action. I don't know if anyone who was listening yesterday, I said over on that Tampa game and hit the over, so made a little money there too. So great way to end the weekend, and hopefully we can carry that kind of luck onto Monday here, Easter Monday, and make some good picks and keep making some money, because that's what it's all about. Here we go. Ottawa against Winnipeg. Winnipeg 5-4-1 in their last 10, an overtime decision. Hellebuck listed to be in net for Winnipeg. Ottawa 4-3-3 in their last 10, current one-game winning streak. I'm not sure if Forsberg or if Murray will be back in net there. I'm not sure. Ottawa's in seventh with 30 points in the Scotia North. Winnipeg sitting in third with 47 points. The Senators had a 6-3 win over Montreal in their last game. That was on Saturday. And the Jets' last game ended in a shootout with Toronto, and Toronto ended up on top there 2-1. Winnipeg leads this season series 4-1. With Ottawa traveling and Winnipeg having an extra day off due to their game to Vancouver being postponed, so a really rested Winnipeg team here, which I think is a much stronger team than this Ottawa team. And with Ottawa traveling, I just got to go the home team here, Winnipeg. Winnipeg to win the game. That's my first pick. Next game, we got Philadelphia against Boston. Boston is 5-4-1 in their last 10, current one-game winning streak. Halak listed to be a net for Boston. Philadelphia is 3-5-2 with an overtime decision. Carter Hart again listed to be a net for Philadelphia. They're in fifth with 39 points in the Mass Mutual East. Boston sits in fourth with 43 points. The Flyers lost their last game they played to the Islanders 3-2 in a shootout. Carter Hart, that was his first game back in a bit. He looked really good in that game. The Bruins played Pittsburgh last, and that was a high-scoring affair. They won that game 7-5. Boston has won all 5 games in this series, so another potential sweep of a series here. Marchand leading the Bruins at last 5 games. He's got 7 points, and 5 of those points were goals. The Bruins are still sitting number 1 in penalty kill. And again, I like a home team here. Boston to beat Philadelphia. That's going to be my pick. Next game, Edmonton against Montreal. Montreal 5-3-2, current one-game losing streak. Carey Price listed to be a net for Montreal. Edmonton is 6-3-1 with a current one-game winning streak. Mike Smith listed to be a net for Edmonton. They're in second with 47 points in the Scotia North. Montreal sits in fourth with 41 points. Oilers' last game was against Calgary, and the Oilers won the Battle of the West there 3-2. The Canadians coming off that 6-3 loss I mentioned earlier from Ottawa. Montreal has a 3-1 lead in this season series. Draisaitl has 7 points in the last 5 games, leading for the Oilers. McDavid, number 1 in points for the league, sitting at 64. The last time these teams met, Montreal won 4-0. And this will be the first time, I think, that Smith has faced Montreal this season. I'm going to go visiting team here. They're going to take a visiting team here, Edmonton to beat Montreal. I like Smith, and after coming off that loss to Ottawa, yeah, sure, they'll be upset, but Edmonton's rested too, so Edmonton to win that game. That's my pick. Next game, Vegas against St. Louis. St. Louis is 2-7-1 in their last 10, current 2-game losing streak. Binnington listed to be a net again for St. Louis. Vegas is 5-4-1 with a current 1-game losing streak. Leonard listed to be a net for Vegas. They're in second with 50 points in the Honda West. St. Louis sits in fifth with 38 points. Vegas coming off 2 losses at home to Minnesota. Last game was a 2-1 loss. The Blues also lost their last game. That was against Colorado, 2-1. Vegas has a 3-1 lead in this season's series. Last time Leonard faced the Blues, he had one of his worst outings of the season so far, I think. Don't get me wrong, he's been playing phenomenal. But when he last faced the Blues, he had a brutal, brutal day. Out of 25 shots, I think he let 4 in, and he had a goals against average of 3.69. And the Blues are coming off a 2-game set against Colorado, a 3-2 game and a 2-1 game. In both those games, they looked really competitive. Husso looked really good in the last game, and Binnington actually looked pretty good in the game before that. But they looked like they were starting to figure out some of their stuff, whereas Vegas, just coming off 2 losses in Vegas. I'm taking a home team here, underdog St. Louis to win the game. St. Louis to beat Vegas, that's my pick. Next game, Colorado against Minnesota. Minnesota is 6-3-1 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. Cam Talbot listed to be a net for Minnesota. Colorado, 8-0-2, current 4-game winning streak. Grubauer listed to be a net for Colorado. They're in first with 54 points in the Honda West. Minnesota sits in third with 48 points. The Avalanche last played the St. Louis Blues and went away with a 2-1 win. And the Wild are coming off that win in Vegas, 2-1. Colorado has a 4-2 lead in this season's series. Teams most recently played twice in March. And Colorado won the one game 5-1, and they won the second game 6-0. So Minnesota is going to be looking for some payback after those 2 losses. I don't talk about that often. It is a factor, and I think it does come into play here. Fiala for the Wild, 6 in his last 5 games, 6 points. Colorado still first in goals for, still first in goals against. But no one would have thought Minnesota was going to go into Vegas and win twice in a row. And here, one of these teams, their winning streak is going to come to an end. I think Minnesota's going to win the game. Colorado's winning streak ends at 4. Minnesota to win. That's my pick. Next game, Toronto against Calgary. I watched quite a bit of that game tonight. Calgary sits 2-8-0, current 3-game losing streak. Markstrom listed to be in net for Calgary. Toronto 6-3-1, current 3-game winning streak. Campbell listed to be in net, who's a crazy 8-0 right now. Toronto sits in first with 53 points in the Scotia North. Calgary in 6th with 35 points. This is a right back-to-back for both these teams who played Sunday night when the Leafs doubled up the Flames 4-2, and the Leafs have a 5-2 controlling lead in this season series. You know, with a better goaltender in net, and it looked like Calgary was keeping up at the beginning of the game, but near the end of the game, I mean, Toronto just outplayed them. Calgary doesn't have the depth to keep up with Toronto. Toronto's going to win the game again. They'll win this 2-game set. Toronto's my pick, visiting team. Next game, and I think this is the last game, Arizona against the LA Kings. LA Kings are 3-7-0, current 2-game losing streak. Cal Peterson listed to be in net. Arizona 6-3-1 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. Ivan Protov, I think, is listed to be in net for Arizona. Young guy, 22. They're in 4th with 41 points in the Honda West. The Kings in 7th with 34 points. The Coyotes on a back-to-back. They played a really nice game against Anaheim, late game, but they won that game 3-2 in overtime. And the Kings played San Jose on Saturday, and they lost 3-2. The Kings have a 2-1 lead in this season series. The Coyotes won their last meeting 3-2. In LA's last game, they outshot San Jose 37-23 in that loss. So it's not like they weren't playing. LA was playing. And I'm not an LA fan. I'm not really sold on this team. But I think Arizona coming off a back-to-back with that young goaltender. And I mean, he could show up and Arizona could win this game. But I think the advantage here goes to LA. I'm going to take the home team. LA Kings to beat Arizona is going to be my pick. Toronto to beat Calgary. Minnesota to beat Colorado. St. Louis to beat Vegas. Edmonton to beat Montreal. Boston to beat Philadelphia. And Winnipeg to beat Ottawa. My best bet, I'm going to call that Winnipeg game. I like that game. And my parlay, I'm going to go Edmonton money line. I got it at 2.05. I'm going to go Boston Bruins puck line -1.5. And I got that at 2.4. And then St. Louis Blues, I got money line at 2.1. So it's a pretty high paying parlay if it hits. We'll see. Hopefully we can start that Easter Monday week off with some good picks. Hope everyone's having a great long weekend. Good luck with your picks. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Talk soon. Thanks.